Whoa! Busted play! This is the Busted Play Podcast, College Football Edition, joined with JD Marsh, Garrett Factor, and the Faceless Wonder. Producer Zach as well. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and just talk about the absolute butt-kicking of the Heisman Trophy winner Lamar Jackson and the Louisville Cardinals, with LSU putting on a defensive showcase. JD, what do you think about that game?
I think Louisville's offensive line pulled the same move that Leonard Fournette did and decided to stay home and get ready for the draft.
Classic.
Garrett.
Yeah, I mean, LSU's defense was just too much. Arden Key's safety, he had a safety, right?
No, he's defensive end.
No, he had a safety.
Oh, I thought you said he
yeah.
the safety.
No,
Okay,
Arden Key's safety. That was a big momentum. Louisville didn't have any momentum, but that was a big momentum swing for LSU, and they just couldn't do anything with that defense.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson was nothing.
Again, let me rephrase that: the defense was the big part of the football game. But if you follow 11:30 the Tiger on Twitter, follow the LSU sports updates. What I said for LSU to be very physical in the football game is they're going to be very physical on the line. Darius Geis is going to have over 150 yards. He had 138 yards, but a huge 70-yard touchdown run.
I thought he had 180.
No, he had 138.
That was by Scarbrough.
Danny Etling was going to have to be very consistent.
And he was.
And be a very good quarterback in this game, not just a game controller. But Danny Etling, 16 for 29, 217 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a fluke interception. But I will say that the receivers came to play, and they did not drop hardly any passes. Malik had probably the catch of the year, maybe. Was it DJ Chark basically doing a backflip, catching a ball like the 3-yard line? LSU just came to play. I think that's the Ed Orgeron effect. I really do think that it was Ed Orgeron finally becoming the head coach and getting all this momentum with Matt Canada being hired as OC, getting all these great recruits coming down to Baton Rouge. So I say look out for LSU this coming season. I think LSU is going to be they're going to give Alabama another struggle this next season. So I think it's going to be a good one.
Did you see what Coach O said too?
What?
When it was at like the media day before the game, the night before, he said, we're going to wake up tomorrow, we're going to get out there, we're going to get ready, and we're going to be prepared to punch ourselves in the jaw for the game.
Sounds like Coach O.
He's a football guy.
You know what them Cajuns are. All right, JD,
yeah,
what
baby.
stood out to you the most in the bowl season this year? Not the playoff, just everything, like all the other bowls.
How overrated the Big Ten actually was considered this year with their record in the bowl games so far.
Well, that's like who? Like what teams?
Well,
Precisely.
Ohio State, Michigan for 1-2.
Well, that's the playoff. Well, Ohio State is.
Well,
How did Michigan's game go?
they lost 33-32 to
That
Florida
was-
Duh. That was annoying.
That was a heck of a football game.
Yes, it was.
Shoot.
Stay still. But while JD gathers his thoughts, I'll come back to you, JD. Garrett,
Yeah, give me 1 second.
What game really stood out to you in the bowl game? Bowl season? Was it the Independence Bowl? Was it the?
Yes, definitely. That was the game of the year by far. I don't think anything is going to
North Carolina State.
Yeah.
Showing people what they're made of.
Oh, I knew North Carolina State would whoop them, but no, not the Independence Bowl. I don't know. I was really still. I knew LSU would win, but Lamar Jackson. 153 passing yards and whatever, 6.9 QBR.
Yeah. Well,
Heisman, man,
in
come
the
on.
first half, he had 2 completions, negative 24 yards, and that safety given up.
Yeah, that's and huge props to LSU's defense. They did extremely well.
Dave Aranda putting up a game plan for that.
Yeah,
oh
and that does not surprise me. LSU's defense playing that well doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
The Heisman playing that way is what surprised me.
Yeah.
Because I was at least expecting more than 9 points from him, and I was at least expecting, 1 touchdown from him. He didn't have anything. He had nothing.
All right, Dylan, they're currently right now 2-5 in the bowl season.
Big Ten?
Big
Oh,
Ten is
geez,
2-5.
SEC's not doing well either.
Nah, they are.
Shout out to A&M.
What is it?
Trevor
was
Knight.
Y'all continue. Give me one
that
second.
was embarrassing.
All right, well, let's just go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to talk about the college football playoff, which it seems like the college football playoff, the semifinals are terrible. The games are awful. And then the college football championship is usually decent. So I think this year, with Washington losing Bama 24-7, let's go ahead and talk about that. Garrett, what did you think? You think Washington put up a good fight? Do you think? What do you think
SEC
happened?
is 4-5, by the way.
4-5.
Just your thoughts on that game.
Alabama, Washington, my thoughts on that game. I think the main thing that I came away with after that one was Alabama only put up 24, and they only had one not only one defensive touchdown. How many other teams that have played so far have a defensive touchdown to begin with? But
11 defensive touchdowns this year.
in the bowls,
Oh, in the bowls? Oh, I thought you meant just in the season.
no, that's 15 for them, isn't it?
That's
They had
11 and 4 special teams.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, 24-7. Yeah, that's technically a blowout. I mean, they beat them by a solid 17 points. But I was expecting a little more from Washington's offense, but at the same time, I think that was just the try to root for the underdog inside of me. But at the same time, I knew.
Okay. Yeah.
I knew. I was, I guess, expecting a little more of a blowout.
Yes, I predicted Washington to win. I had a gut feeling they would.
Yeah.
But then I also, inside of me, knew that if the Washington offense tried to do these little spread offense type of plays, like, yes, throw slants, throw the ball deep downfield, but the one play that really changed the momentum of the game was when Jake Browning, they rushed Reuben Foster on the outside, and Jake Browning went straight to the wide receiver screen, which was ended up being a crazy pick six, like a great interception. If you do stuff like that against Bama, don't get all fancy on Bama, because they're not going to fall for those little trick plays, and I think that's what's going to be. I think that's why it's going to make this championship game a good game against Clemson. I think Dabo Swinney knows. Like, they tried that last year. They tried those little quick quarterback flares and receiver screens. I think this year's championship game is going to be a lot better. We'll talk about that in a second.
Well, the only thing I was going to say is that you almost have to play smash mouth football with Alabama. You have to go right at them. You have to go right between the tackles at them. But that's also nearly impossible to do against them because of guys like Jonathan Allen. I mean, you can't run the ball.
I mean, like I've said, Dylan, in past podcasts, the way you beat Alabama is you have to force them to make mistakes, which they don't do.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
impossible.
You have to play absolutely a flawless football game. And what I mean by that is you absolutely cannot turn the ball over in all three or in both phases of the game.
Yeah.
With special teams offense, and you have to. Everybody that has beaten out, you can name the teams on really one hand that have beaten Alabama in the past 6 years.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel, Trevor Knight with Oklahoma, Urban Meyer in the playoff. All it really what happens is it's really a freak play. Yeah. Where, like Johnny did that signature moment where he's broke a tackle, then threw a touchdown pass to the line.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just really God just has to give you a little help.
He didn't just break a tackle. He bobbled the ball, broke a tackle, spun around, and threw a touchdown.
Well, and you have to get in the minds of the Alabama players, which is extremely difficult to do, but you're not going to get in the mind of Nick Saban. You're not going to out-coach him. So, therefore, you have to bring the level of intensity from the Alabama players down, and you have to scare them. You have to make them worry, oh, man, we really might lose this, because then once you do that, you have them. Well, I say you have them.
Washington forced a 3-and-out, scored.
Yeah.
And
on the first drive.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then when I saw Bo Scarbrough have that huge run, I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, I gotta think about this Bo Scarbrough
immediately.
Oh, hey, Dylan. He finally came out
That's what I'm saying.
Where
the
where
thing-
has he been all year?
I mean, that
I've been
freshman
calling
running
it.
back. Well,
Well,
Jacobs
first
is really
off,
good.
Who was the commentator for that football game?
Was it Gary Danielson?
I don't think so, but whoever that commentator was, that's my don't be the guy for the week. This guy is sitting there screaming the Bo Jackson quotes whenever he's running that touchdown in the third quarter, like, there goes Bo. What?
Yeah.
Okay, this guy might be a freak of nature, but do not be comparing him to an Auburn alumni.
Yeah.
And then
Also a Hall
Bo
of Famer.
Jackson.
Yeah.
You can't sit there and do that. But anyway, with Bo Jackson, yes, where's he been all year? I don't think he's
Not
that,
Bo Jackson.
Bo
Bo
Scarbrough.
Scarbrough.
Yeah, sorry. Bo Jackson hasn't been here for a while. Bo Scarbrough. Scarbrough. How do you
Scarbrough.
Scarbrough. Okay. But with him,
Scarbrough.
he hasn't been doing anything.
Well, Damien Harris has been playing really well
That's
for
what I'm
him.
saying.
He's a freshman.
But Scarborough Nick Saban hasn't been giving him touches
think-
because he hasn't been producing in the games in the regular season.
I think what it really was is that he was setting it up to where a lot of teams won't have that much film on him.
Yeah.
And the packages that they run with him on the big plays, as you saw against Washington, I think that's just led up to this.
Well,
it's the same thing with Derrick Henry though. With that, okay, Derrick Henry, he is so much better than Bo Scarborough. Just keep Bo Jackson on my head. But the reason I think Bo Scarborough, I think he got that was a great play on the second drive where he had that long long run to set up a touchdown.
Set up the touchdown. Yeah.
But especially in that third quarter when he had that 68-yard touchdown run,
Yeah.
I don't think that was pure, he's really good. I think that was more along the lines of he's huge, he's
Right.
been sharing carries, and that defense was just worn out.
Well,
And I think that's the same thing. I'm sorry.
No,
with
you're good.
Derrick Henry against Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl, he murdered Oklahoma's defense.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Derrick Henry in the playoff. It's that they don't use their running backs, it's a great strategy. He didn't use Bo Scarborough as much as he really wanted to. Bo Scarborough only
They
had
knew they
19
could win
carries.
without him.
Because
Well,
Hurts had 19 carries.
Yeah.
Harris had 2. So I think he was basically just letting the weight destroy the defense.
You're talking about Henry against Oklahoma. Another reason why they didn't use him as much is because they had T.J. Yeldon, if you remember.
Yeah.
They had T.J. Yeldon, and they were giving him his bulk of carries because he had produced in the past and he had seniority over him. They were just working Henry.
That's
in.
exactly what they did with Harris this year too. Harris is kind of like the TJ Yeldon where they ran him a lot, but he's also like a third down, throw a screen to him back, just like Yeldon was.
Yeah.
That was Yeldon's specialty because I mean look what he did against LSU on that last play that what 3 or 4 years ago when there was a completely blown coverage and he got that screen in like the last drive of the fourth quarter and just easily took it in for 20 yards and beat LSU. I mean, that's what they did this year with Harris. They ran Harris, but his specialty is third down passing back, and then no one was prepared for Scarbrough to come in and do what he did. And I think that he's very talented like Henry was. Obviously, he's much bulkier than Henry.
He's bigger.
But he's still like 6'5", 6'4", 6'5". And he reminds me of LeGarrette Blount in the sense that he's not like David Johnson is big, but David Johnson is also like extremely skilled as a running back.
You're saying Bo's not, he's not a speed back. So
yeah, he's not a speed back like some of the other big guys like David Johnson or Zeke even are.
Yeah.
He's just go right between the center and the guard and punch it in, and then once he breaks through that line and that secondary, or not even the secondary, once he gets to the defensive tackle and the middle linebacker, he's gone. Safety can't tackle him.
Once he gets to the third level.
Yeah.
Y'all remember LeGarrette Blount in Oregon dropping that Boise State player?
Oh, yeah, when he punched him in the
Then
face.
dropping the potato farmer in the stands?
Yeah, we need more of that.
Yes, definitely. We
need more of
that feistiness.
Yeah.
Second chance Patriots, all that good stuff.
I'm ready for Deshaun Watson to punch one of the Alabama
that's
corners
exactly what he's gonna do.
before the game.
Actually, I think it's going to be. No, he's not there anymore.
Oh, another thing before this game. I'm sorry. The last thing. Did you guys see the Alabama guys not shake hands with the Washington players at the coin toss?
Trash.
That's not.
You see, I'm all for intensity. I'm all for intensity and not liking other players.
But that's not Saban.
This is what I had a problem with. I saw that. This was the first thing that popped in my mind. One, I like the intensity. I like the we don't like you attitude because we're playing football. But
It's arrogant.
that's the thing. It starts with even back in the day when no one liked each other, you still shook the hand of
Right.
your opponents.
It's just
because
respect.
It's respect. You want to give them their respect. Then once
Yeah.
in between the handshake and the coach's handshakes at the end of the game, that's when it's all
Yeah,
about
who
war.
cares?
Don't be a douche.
It's almost. I mean, it's like even like
Clemson douche.
it's like Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz hated each other, but at the end of the fight, they showed respect because they know they both put their entire heart into everything they had for that fight. I mean, that's just like this. I mean, they're going to battle for their team.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
you just got to
when you
show
say-
respect to the other.
When
to
you
the
say
other
that's
guys.
not Saban, I could see that being Saban though.
Maybe because Saban is very petty.
But
Saban has a
also-
lot of petty
also,
moments, but
Saban is still like, he's a head coach and he wants to be treated like a head coach, but in a sense of that, he wants more, and I feel like he's probably a really selfish person. What's one thing you've heard good about Nick Saban? And I
Championships.
Trust me, I know. I work for the media. But no, I'm talking about outside of football.
Yeah.
I work for the media, and yes, people try. They definitely try to make them seem like total. A-holes.
yeah, but I mean, no, you can tell he's a jerk.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell he's a jerk.
No one wants to continue working with him,
Yeah,
and that's what I'm sitting there thinking. I could see Saban.
but I mean, look
telling
at
him to do that.
guys like, I mean, Bob Knight was a jerk too, but he's one of the winningest
Well, yeah,
coaches in
that's what I'm
college
saying.
basketball.
I'm not. That doesn't have anything to do with their coaching.
No,
just
but I'm
with them
saying
being a
that's
good
just
person.
how they are, though. That's just how a lot of those guys are,
And
and
you have
and
Coach K and John Wooden,
yeah,
who are standout guys.
yeah, Coach.
Yeah, but okay, let's
Free
go ahead and
Grayson
move on
Allen.
over.
What?
to-
Free Grayson Allen.
Oh my gosh, I'm a Duke fan, but this whole Grayson Allen stuff.
Nah, he's
God.
a little wild. I like him too.
I like him as a
but
player, but he's an idiot. All right,
yeah,
let's talk about Ohio State basically getting their heads knocked off against Clemson, losing 31-0.
who predicted Clemson to win out of the three of
Producer
us?
Zach? No, Jessica
The three-
predicted that, didn't you?
Oh, the three of us. Who is that?
Producer Zach? No, Jessica.
Who-
predicted
who
Clemson
pre-
to beat Ohio
who-
State.
Who predicted Clemson to win? I think I used the word handedly to win.
Raise your hand if it was you.
Handedly.
Oh, it was Garrett.
Oh,
okay, that's right.
oh,
That's right.
Garrett. Oh, good prediction, Garrett. That was a good job, man.
No.
Hey, thanks.
What? Hey man, good job. Got some Skittles.
Yeah.
With what stood out to me with Clemson was definitely. Oh,
Hey,
there goes my phone.
don't show the front of that. No free advertisement.
Yeah, I'm not.
Sorry,
I'm not even-
Marshawn.
I'm not even going to show the S's on the
Sorry, Marshawn.
on the candy. But what stood out to me in that game was Deshaun Watson, and it's not because of his. What producer Zach? What do you want? You want Skittles? Come get Skittles. All right. What stood out to me was Deshaun Watson, not really
Show
his
your
play.
face for once.
It was not his play. It was more along the lines of his
Leadership.
leadership,
Yeah.
because he started off really bad. He kept the team in, and Wayne Gallman basically took control of it in the rest of the first half. Whenever Watson was in a slump, and basically they took care of business. And Watson started heating up in halftime, but definitely that Clemson defense and Brent Venables, like I've been saying all year long.
Yeah.
I think that's
They're very good.
I think Brent Venables is having Nick Saban stay up at night.
And my thing, I know I compare sports to different sports a lot, but that Deshaun Watson performance reminded me a lot, JD. I think you can respect this. That Deshaun Watson performance reminded me a lot of Damian Lillard and how Damian Lillard got snubbed for the All-Star and the MVP talk and went out and has taken the Trailblazers by himself basically deep in the playoffs every year. And Deshaun Watson said, it's looking like I should have been the one. I knew all along. I told y'all. And I can't disagree with that. I mean, I like Lamar Jackson, and what Lamar Jackson did this year was incredible, but they just got their tails torn up, and Deshaun Watson went out there and said, Urban who? And put them down. I mean, I predicted Clemson to win handedly because I thought Ohio State was pretty overrated, and they should have had 2 losses to Michigan. They should have lost to Michigan too, but man, it honestly took me by surprise. 31-0. I mean, I was expecting like 24-14, 31-14, not 31-0. I mean, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That defense is wild.
I have no comment.
Yeah, it's okay, bud. We
Jay,
know.
come
It's
on.
all right,
I
man.
picked Washington to win. Just talk.
No comment. I'm kidding. I was very shocked. I absolutely did not. Like Gonzo said on what the podcast we did with him doing, he said that he had a feeling that Clemson and Dabo were going to utilize Deshaun's running ability like they did last year in the playoffs. And it hadn't been shown all year.
Yep.
And they did that. And I didn't see that coming just because they hadn't done it all year.
Well,
so I really I thought that with how fast Ohio State secondary
that's
is,
what I was about to say, yeah.
I thought that with the way he passes the ball and focuses in on Mike Williams a lot, I thought Malik Hooker and them boys would be able to just ball hawk the ball all game.
Yep.
And
they knew that and they prepared for it.
I was totally wrong about that, and I give all the credit to Dabo Swinney. That dude, he is.
It's hard
elite.
to beat Urban Meyer.
He's one of the elite coaches in college football.
Yeah.
Him, Urban Meyer. Okay, yeah, he just blew Urban Meyer out, but
I mean, Urban Meyer's one of the best coaches ever. Yeah.
Nick Saban. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It's hard to beat Urban Meyer in January.
But another thing is, I think a lot of this had to come with experience too. I think also that Ohio State might have just been overwhelmed by the playoff.
I think they're overrated, man.
Because they're very young. Mm-hmm. But who knows?
I mean, they'll be back next year.
They'll be back next year. Hopefully, Oklahoma can show them what's up in the.
Is Baker coming back?
Week
I guess that's another story.
Yeah, he's coming back. He already said he's coming back.
Nice, awesome.
We got Lincoln Riley coming back.
Oh, he's staying?
One more year. He said
Dylan,
he promised Baker Mayfield he'd stay when he stays.
Dylan, you wanna get tickets? Go up to Columbus and see Baker and Lincoln Riley's last game. We can watch them play a big one up in Columbus next year.
Buy
Dylan
tickets
Zach
and
wants
game
to.
tickets. What do you want? All right, but let's go ahead and talk about the championship game, and let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and talk about something JD said. Yes, this is a quote from the greatest sports movie probably ever made, and that's Remember the Titans, and that's where Coach Boone said, "I've never seen an assistant coach's name in the paper for losing." And I'm going to say that for winning too. But if Dabo Swinney is the head coach, and you can give him all the credit you want. But I'm going, like I've said all year long, I'm giving the credit to Brent Venables because, and I think the reason I said earlier why Brent Venables is going to be the reason Nick Saban doesn't sleep at night is because when he was at OU, did he ever lose to a team 2 years in a row?
No.
This is a guy who.
When was he at OU?
Oh my gosh, he was there from 2000 to 2013.
Okay.
Why, Bob? Why?
Because he's, JD. Let's just say this. Let's say if I was a head coach of a
Time
college
to
football
go,
team
Bob.
and you got fired, you think I'd hire you? You think?
Why did he get fired?
Because he wanted to hire his brother as defense coordinator.
Yeah,
that's the reason why he let.
Yeah, that's
Wait.
exactly right. Well, Brent Venables accepted a job at Clemson whenever just right after Mike Stoops was fired from Arizona.
Okay, so Venables knew. Here comes the other Stoops.
Well, I think Bob said go ahead and try to get another job.
Because I want my brother.
Yeah. Basically.
Selfish. That's like the Ryan brothers. Look what happened to them.
Exactly. And okay, but I think
gone forever.
But Brent Venables, in my knowledge, I cannot remember him losing to a team 2 years in a row, or even in fact losing back-to-back games a lot. This guy knows. I think he's a defensive genius. He's going. I think he would be an amazing head coach, and with that, I think it's hard for me to go against Bama. What I saw against Washington.
Don't do it. Don't do it again.
But this is a defense that shut Ohio State down, which was. Garrett says overrated.
JT.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
but
yes,
JT
yes.
Barrett's very good.
Yeah, I know. And like you said, they should have 2 losses on, but they're still a very good football team. And I see nothing really different besides a quarterback that can run better than the dude last year. I forgot his name already.
Jake Coker.
Yeah, Jake Coker. And with Jalen Hurts, and if he just, it's gonna be hard. But it's gonna be hard for me to. I don't know who to pick. I'm gonna let y'all discuss.
Yeah,
this.
I think
I just see Brent Venables I think they might have Alabama's number right now, just because it's 2 years in a row. I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be on Deshaun Watson. I think it's definitely going to be on the offense to have to put up at least 21 to 28 points in this ball game to have a chance.
Yeah, and
that's going to be
I think
rough.
This is the matchup I was hoping for, because I thought, okay, if Ohio State beats Clemson, if I'm wrong, Alabama is going to absolutely demolish Ohio State, which I think they saved themselves the embarrassment. I mean, they got embarrassed already, but man, Alabama didn't use Hurts very much, other than, he had like 50 rushing yards. He only had 57 passing yards. He was like 7 of 14.
That's what I was telling you earlier, Dylan, before we started the podcast, is they completely changed their offense up, and I don't understand why. I feel like if they would have, you go into you change it up.
Well, they did
for
it
the defense.
Yeah,
but what I mean is, like, you're not New England out there where you can run a different offense every week.
Right.
But
I think they had this planned all along. No matter even if they would have played Penn State or Ohio State or Michigan, I think they would have still done the same thing, because those other defenses can't handle that Bo. I mean, he's so good. I mean, he's good. It's just his sheer size. His sheer size on that offensive line, running behind Cam Robinson. You just can't.
So, guys,
it's unstoppable.
Do y'all think that O.J. Howard's going to have another?
How did he do in that game
against Clemson last year? He had 2 touchdowns and
close
to 200 yards receiving.
I think he is the next best great tight end in the NFL. Once he goes, he is very good.
No,
Jake Butt.
Jake Butt's good.
Tore his ACL.
But he did tear his ACL. That's right.
Tight end for Michigan, producer Zach. Jake Butt, the famous last name.
Yeah. Butt. Butt.
Funny. Me and JD went to high school with a guy with the last name Butts.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah, but I like what's his. Oh, never mind.
Okay. You talking about Aaron Hernandez?
But to answer your question, I think Aaron Hernandez. I think that I think O.J. Howard will have a good game, but Clemson does have good linebackers. And speaking of Clemson linebackers, did you see the number 42 put his hand in an area on that?
We're playing football, not balls.
Yeah, he reached for some some precious cargo down there on that Ohio State.
For some chocolate, and then it looked like he went a little bit more in for some peanuts.
Yeah, I think he went to grab the kumquats. I've seen in a
football game since Ndamukong Suh stepping on some dude's bicep.
Yeah,
that was.
Well, congratulations, Dylan. Your Texans will get the first playoff game on Saturday, as always.
Yes, well, we'll talk about that in our NFL podcast. I'm excited about that one.
But yeah, I think my prediction for the Alabama-Clemson game is probably, I'm going to say like 31-14, Alabama. 14? Okay. Yeah, so something around there. 27-10, maybe.
Okay.
17-point win. Ooh, you know what?
The line is 7, so
it's probably going to move within the next
over
week.
Under is 52. I think I'm going to I'll take Clemson to get within the 7. But I just got to take Bama cuz I mean it's hard. It's hard to pick against Bama. I picked them last year to beat them, and it was a classic game. I think this is going to be another classic game. I'm gonna call 48.
Ooh, that's a lot of points.
Last year's game was a lot of points.
What was the score last year's game?
41-35.
Yeah, who was that?
Bama and Clemson.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call.
Yeah, duh.
No, I'm not gonna say 48. I'm gonna say 42-38.
I thought Ohio State. When did Zeke?
That was against Oregon.
When he was a sophomore.
2015.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
So I'm gonna go. Sorry. I'm gonna say 42-38, Bama.
I'm gonna go back on what I said. I think, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be closer. I'm gonna say like 27-24 Alabama. You all right?
No, I'm good.
The reason why is Deshaun Watson's running ability he'll be able to make plays, and they will score. With Mike Williams is a phenomenal athlete. And
Yeah.
he's gonna
Oh,
make
yeah. I
plays.
mean, he's the next best
But
wide receiver.
I
in
just
Clemson, like all the others.
Yeah.
the thing about it is Bama's defense, they're going to step up when they need to.
Yeah. I
And
think it'll be 27-24.
the offensive game plan for Lane Kiffin's going to be different this game, obviously, because they're playing different defense.
He's still there. I thought he left
No,
already.
he's still
Oh, he's
until
going to
they-
finish the season.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have a Nick Saban knows when to call the right plays. Look at last year, the onside kick.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, that was crazy.
It's just gonna be a crazy game, and I just think Bama's defense is gonna step up when they need to.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, Dom, what's your pick?
This semi-playoff game between Ohio State and Clemson was the first time Urban Meyer's ever been shut out in a bowl game.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. He's
You know, like when y'all asked me what was wrong, like if I'm okay, honestly, I had to take a deep breath because my head was hurting. Because I'm thinking way too much about this game. Because I'm not going to say I'm embarrassed about that Alabama-Washington game. It's more along the fact that
I think deep down you knew.
Yeah, I did, but I just, I was wanting to give them a chance because they definitely showed that they could have had a chance if they had more depth. And that's my concern with Clemson is, are they going to have enough depth on defense? Is Bo Scarborough going to have another huge second half? And I think he's going to. And
I think he is too,
I
dude.
hate to agree with both of y'all. And but listen, I'm going to say Alabama 17, Clemson 14.
I mean, that's what I said.
After the defense I saw against Washington, yes, I've known they had a great defense, but
Who, Alabama?
yeah.
I'll
I've known, but hold on. And with the pure athleticism, I'll tell you one thing I did not notice all year. I saw that one play from Jonathan Allen that was insane, but I didn't see
Against
anything else from
A&M?
him. Yeah, I didn't see anything else that entire year. Then I watched Jonathan Allen.
Dude, he's
That
so
dude-
good, man. It's
That guy is.
He's going
an
top 10, isn't he?
absolute- Yeah, I don't.
I think
I
it's
will
going to
say
be
this,
Myles
I will
Garrett and
say
then
this,
him
I
on
will say Myles
defense.
Garrett is
Yeah, but
a
Jonathan-
lot
but-
better than
Darius
that.
Key is better. I'm not throwing any shade at Texas A&M or Myles Garrett, but I just
Key is better than Myles
I
Garrett?
strongly believe that, dude.
No.
I mean, dude, he's good, but-
he has so much more help on the other side. To where they
Yeah,
don't focus
and
on,
Deshaun
Key
Hall
as much.
didn't have a good year like
Yeah.
he was supposed to.
I will say it's because LSU's got better linemen.
Anyway, the reason why I called it 42-38 is because if you remember last year,
Start
Clemson
these
went
down,
into
yeah.
the half up. I think they were up only like 14-10 at halftime, and then the offenses just blew it wide open, especially in the fourth quarter. And there were
What'd you say the score's going to be?
41-38.
42-38.
42-38.
And they
You're going 6 touchdowns, solid, no field goals.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think that it's going to be the same way again. Both offenses are just going to blow it wide open in the second half.
27-24 is mine.
Okay.
Alabama. We're all going Bama, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to agree with both of y'all. I don't know why. It just hurts me.
I mean, dude, I can't say that I'm rooting for Alabama,
I'm
but I also want to
crap about my predictions. My bowl mania is crap.
But I also want to say that I will be pleasantly surprised if Clemson wins. I just really want like a good overtime game. I'm saying, give me overtime on this.
Well, you know me, I like pulling for Bama. Other than Oklahoma, I do pull for Bama.
Yeah,
I like seeing them succeed.
yeah. You like Bama and the Patriots and
You like
the
the
Cavs
Patriots,
and
the Cavs, Bama. Yes,
Oklahoma.
you stick with
I mean, you like
Oklahoma.
all the best teams.
This is like just some guy I saw the other day on Twitter. He said, I told y'all Alabama was gonna whoop that blank. I click on his page. He said hashtag Roll Tide, hashtag Patriots 13-2, hashtag Cavs, and hashtag like Red Wings or something.
Yeah.
I'm like,
All the
okay.
best teams.
All right, guy. All right.
I mean, but Dylan, you know me. I'm a fan of who I've been a fan of since I was little.
I've never heard you
Not the
correct.
Pats.
Well, with
You used to like the
us growing
Jaguars.
up, I still like the Jaguars. All right.
JD, I want to say the Jaguars like the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Dylan, but growing up with Josh, watching football with him when we were little,
What we got next?
he he always pulled for Alabama. That's where it comes from.
All right, whatever. All right, so we're going to go ahead and talk about my favorite team, Oklahoma, and JD's like third favorite team now.
Behind Alabama.
We're going to talk about the Sugar Bowl real quick, because I think that's one of the the big bowl games left. We have Oklahoma versus Auburn, which I think is going to be a very intriguing game with a great offense going up against a great defense, and then a mediocre offense going up against a
We
mediocre
also need
defense.
to talk about
Who's mediocre? Because Auburn's run game is something serious.
We also need to talk about the I think it's the Capital One Bowl with Iowa and Florida, where the final score will be 3-2.
So let's go ahead, Garrett. Just real quick, who do you got? Oklahoma, Auburn.
I mean,
Quick
I'm gonna
description why.
Oklahoma only because Auburn's secondary is not going to be enough to keep up with D.D. Westbrook and Baker Mayfield, but I think that it will be. I'm going to say 21-20, Oklahoma. Maybe 31-30 or 31-28. Auburn's run game, I don't know how y'all's defensive line and linebackers are. I know y'all have – who's that defensive lineman y'all have? Or is it – no, I'm thinking of a defensive back. Y'all have that good defensive back.
Jordan Thomas.
Yeah, Jordan Thomas. But Auburn's run game, that number 34, I forget his last name. Forgive me.
Bo Jackson.
Very good. Very good. He is very good, and he is going to run all over y'all, but I think that y'all's pass game will be better than Auburn's run game. So
Petaway, number 36. Is that him?
Who?
Auburn's running back.
Where?
Okay, never mind. Just forget it. All right.
Yes, that's him. Yes.
All right.
1,000 yards this season.
All right, JD, go ahead.
7
Quick
touchdowns.
description, and who you think's going to win? I already know your answer.
I
Alabama.
think Oklahoma's going to win.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Alabama.
Anyway, I've read up on this game, and the defense coordinator for Auburn is really struggling with the fact what he needs to worry about more, either Oklahoma's pass game or their run game, because if he focuses harder on one or the other, Oklahoma's just going to exploit that and go to the other one he focuses less on.
I think Mixon's going to open it up for Westbrook.
And P. Ryan too.
Yep.
And that's where I find that Oklahoma, I think, is going to strive on offense. And I think they're going to put up a lot more points. And yes, Auburn's strength on offense is running. But that's also, if Oklahoma has a strength on defense, that's their strength, is their run game. Because though they have Jordan Thomas and Steven Parker in their secondary is just god awful. And if Auburn has a pass game, it might come out this game. But
Which two quarterbacks can throw the football?
I don't know. But anyway,
Who? What?
Auburn has played three or
I'm
four
calling
quarterbacks already.
this.
Yeah.
I'm calling
Franklin.
this. I think Oklahoma will win 49-31.
See,
That's
I
big.
like the high scoring pick on that one. I do. I think it's going to be a very high scoring game. I think there's not going to be a lot of defense. Because I just think Auburn's going to have to match up with the amount of points that Oklahoma can score if it happens. I think you see Samaje Perine, like JD said, the rushing attack is great, but after all the events lately, let me go ahead and explain myself. Well, first off, Perine is number 4 Oklahoma's all-time rushing yards. He needs 83 yards to get number 1.
Oh, then he'll play more than Mixon.
Well, the thing is, though, is I think that Perine is injury prone, and he wants to try to hurry up and get a paycheck while his draft stock's high. Mixon wants to go ahead and try to get away from all this video scandal stuff. And so I think this is going to be the last game we see Mixon and Perine at least together, because I know for a fact Mixon's going to leave. That was my boot.
Sorry.
But also, I think the run game is going to be great. I think Perine's definitely going to run the ball. I think Mixon's going to punch Auburn in the mouth.
Dude, dadgummit, Dylan. I was waiting. I was trying not to interrupt you. I was about to say that.
Yeah, I think Mixon's definitely going to give him a nice little right hook to the defensive line. Baker Mayfield's going to have probably a 250-yard game. But one thing I'm going to say is don't expect. I think it's going to be a really fast game. Like, it's going to be high scoring for how fast the game goes.
It will be.
Because I think both teams are going to run the ball a lot. Maybe Baker Mayfield has a huge game. I see the game being around 34-30. I'm going to say Oklahoma, just on the sole fact of I think their defense is they're not great. They're not even really that really good, but I think they'll be. But they've been really good on run defense this year, but their pass defense is awful. So if Auburn can find their pass offense, then Oklahoma's got some trouble. But other than that, I say Boomer Sooner.
Yeah, if White plays, I think they'll be able to throw the ball decently well on y'all. But if Franklin is Franklin number 2, or I thought White was hurt.
White's hurt. You have Franklin. You have Johnson, the guy who's supposed to be the next Cam Newton, and someone else who played.
He's a joke. Okay.
Yeah. So
on to the next.
All right. Well, no,
Oklahoma's winning.
That's the final thing for the college football. This has been the Bust and Play College Football Podcast. We'll see you after the national championship game. All right. God bless.